Here's where we looked at compounding frequencies. So calculating the interest more often than just once a year. Okay, so here we were again investing $1,000. This time it was at 4%, and for different compounding periods. So annually, semi-annually, meaning twice a year, and quarterly, meaning 4 times a year. So in this chart here, for the first year, if we're calculating annually, it's just 4%, and we multiply by 1.04 to get 1,040. Semi-annually, we actually divide it, because there's 2 times we're calculating the interest, we divide the interest rate by 2 here. So we get 2%. So you start with 1,000, instead of multiplying by 1.04, we multiply by 1.02, and we do that twice. So you can see that in the end we end up with 40 cents more, because we're getting interest on interest earlier. Okay, or yeah. Quarterly, we need to divide because we're calculating interest 4 times a year, we divide the interest rate by 4. So now we're at 1%. So after 3 months, multiply by 1.01, we get 1,010. Okay, keep calculating, and at the end we end up with 1,040 and 60 cents. So another 20 cents more. So it looks like the more we calculate the interest, the more interest we get. And you can see what's happening after 3 years. Okay, so what I want to do is take a look at, okay, what would my formula look like now? Okay, so for this one, we are multiplying by 1.04 each time, right? So my formula would look like A is, I'm starting with $1,000. I have 1.04 to the power of, so you're multiplying repeatedly to the power of n, we'll call that the number of years maybe, okay, for this one. In the next example, the formula looks similar. It's going to be 1,000 times 1.02 to the n, but now n represents the total compounding periods, right? So really what I want to do is say my amount is the principal times 1 plus, and I didn't use the annual interest rate of 4%. I used 4% as a decimal divided by, sorry, let me redo that, 0.04 divided by 2, right? That gives me 0.02. And my n is the years. So for example, for 3 years here, I calculated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So n is 6 up here, or in other words, 3 times the number of compounding periods, which was 2. Okay? And you'll see that this number is going to be repeated in our formula. Lastly, let's look at what happens after 3 years for compounding quarterly. So we used 1, whoops, didn't mean to take a picture. 0. Oh, it changed colors on me. I don't know why that happened. Sorry. Something messed up. I'm going to have to pause.